My name is Harrison Olsen. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the GoodRig control system. Now, before I get into what the GoodRig control system actually is, I want to tell you a little personal story about my personal use with it. I own the first actual prototype of the unit, and on a job site that I was working on, I was working on a very steep hill that had a few very dangerous removals at the bottom of the hill. And in order to be able to do these dangerous removals, we had to get them to not only go uphill, but we then had to use manpower to physically carry these trees and the material up the hill and get it up to a safe landing pad where we could then take it out by equipment. Had we not had the GRCS, this would have been not only extremely dangerous, but would have been an extremely costly operation to perform. Because we did have a GRCS, what we chose to instead do is create a sort of winch system. And what this winch system does is it allows us to bring all the material from the bottom up the hill into a safe landing pad without having to actually put any of my guys in danger. Before I continue on, I would like to talk a little bit about who I am as a person. So again, my name is Harrison, and I'm an arborist. I've been a certified arborist for 5 years. Before that, I did 2 years of apprenticeship as an arborist. Now what that means is that I've had about 7 years in the field industry. And because of that, I've had a lot of hands-on experience with different types of winch systems. But honestly, this one is by far my favorite. And it's not just because I helped develop it or because I helped test it. It's because it really is the most user-friendly system on the market. So now, what can the GRCS do for you? Well, in order to actually answer this question, I need you to understand a little bit more about what it actually is. The GRCS is a winch-based system that is attaching without harming to a tree, or there are also a hitch mount kit to be able to mount it to a truck hitch, whether that be a pickup truck or a straight tandem axle truck, straight single axle truck. The designer who originally came up with the idea, his name is Greg Good. He owns a company based out of Wisconsin. He came up with the idea because he noticed the problem when he was using either gas or electric winches, that they just didn't have the range or the abilities to actually get material from where he needed to be brought up from and to where it needed to be. Now, a big factor that I do want to play with this is that this is made in the USA. I mean, the only part of this winch that is not made here in the US is the actual winch housing, which is a titanium-built housing that we import from Italy. And we do that very specifically because it's the best housing we managed to find when we were designing this actual winch. So the guy on the right there, that's Mr. Good. He's the one who developed it. As you can see by the terrain in the foreground there, it's very rugged. You're not going to get equipment to where he is. What he's actually doing, and you can't see this because of the picture, but that rope is attached to a tree that had broken off and was laying on top of somebody's home. Now, the only way to be able to get the tree back up and off the home without either further damaging the home or putting one of our guys in extreme danger was to actually physically lift it up, straight up, and then cut it down slowly from there. What this shows is that this is not only a very versatile and easy to use system, but it also has the durability to be able to withstand these kind of stresses. Now, when I say versatile, I mean it's a go anywhere, do anything kind of setup. This winch is specifically designed for the tree industry. However, I have numerous guys that I've sold these to who have said, I've used it for lifting trusses in places where I can't get a crane or where I can't get equipment. I've used it for setting posts, physical posts for like tree forts or deer stands or stuff like that, because it's so easy to move around and it's so versatile. And also, it's very durable. This is built with steel plating. It's built to last. The idea is that you buy one, you never buy another one. That's the whole point behind when we designed it. And lastly, it's easy to use. Many of us have guys who are just not mechanically inclined, and you love them to death because they do the grunt work for you, they do the hard work, but for some reason they can't figure out how to run any piece of mechanical equipment. This is one of those systems where with 10 minutes of training, I guarantee you they're going to be able to run it as if they've been running it for years. So a little bit about some of our competitors. A big one is the Lewis winch. This is a pretty comparable winch to ours. However, it's extremely complex, it's very heavy, and it's only able to mount to a truck. Usually you mount it into the side of a truck. And because of that, it doesn't go everywhere that you need it to go. On top of that, unlike the GRCS, which uses ropes that you already own, this uses cables, and they have to be special cables that don't get kinked when you wrap them up really tight. The next big competitor is made by Sherrill Tree, and Sherrill Tree makes a winch that is gas powered, has a 5,000 pound lift capacity, which is pretty impressive. Unfortunately, again, it's extremely complex. It's a high maintenance machine. It's a high maintenance piece of equipment to bring out to a job site. And this is not a mechanical friendly piece of equipment. If you have people that just can't figure out how to run equipment, this is not a good choice. So now lastly, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about our price, because we do have a hefty price tag to our GRCS. That is between $2,500 and $2,800. The reason for this is that it's built to last. You're only going to buy it once. Now I know a lot of you guys might be small business or just starting out, and this is a great investment tool. What this does is this provides you with the ability to not have to bring a crane into some sites, have to bring in other heavy equipment that would otherwise cost even more over time. And we do offer a payment plan that has zero interest tacked onto it. So what you see is what you're going to pay for. And with that, we give a lifetime warranty. Anything should break, anything should bend, for whatever reason, you send it to us, we'll fix it for free. If we can't fix it, we will send you a new unit for free. So with that, if there's any questions, I would be happy to take them now. Also, I will be standing near the exit at the end of the show. If y'all would like to stop by, I would love to talk to you a little bit more in depth about it, offer you some more information if I could get your names, maybe the companies you work for, anything else. Thank you very much. Any questions?